Act 2, Scene 1. Enter Cleopatra, Iris, and Allos. Cleopatra. What shall I do, or whither shall I turn? Ventidius hath overcome, and he will go. Allos. He goes to fight for you. Cleopatra. Then he would see me ere he went to fight. Flatter me not, if once he goes, he's lost, and all my hopes destroyed. Allos. Does this weak passion become a mighty queen? Cleopatra. I am no queen. Is this to be a queen, to be besieged by yon insulting Roman, and to wait each hour the victor's chain? These ills are small, for Antony is lost, and I can mourn for nothing else but him. Now come, Octavius. I have no more to lose. Prepare thy bands. I'm fit to be a captive. Antony has taught my mind the fortune of a slave. Iris. Call reason to assist you. Cleopatra. I have none, and none would have my love the noble madness, which shows the cause deserved it. Moderate sorrow fits vulgar love, and for a vulgar man. But I have loved with such transcendent passion, I soared at first quite out of reason's view, and now am lost above it. No, I'm proud. 'Tis thus would Antony could see me now. Think you he would not sigh, though he must leave me? Sure he would sigh, for he is noble-natured, and bears a tender heart. I know him well. Ah, no, I know him not. I knew him once, but now 'tis past. Iris. Let it be past with you. Forget him, madam. Cleopatra. Never, never, Iris. He once was mine, and once, though now 'tis gone, leaves a faint image of possession still. Allos. Think him inconstant, cruel, and ungrateful. Cleopatra. I cannot. If I could, those thoughts were vain. Faithless, ungrateful, cruel though he be, I still must love him. Enter Charmian. Now, what news, my Charmian? Will he be kind? And will he not forsake me? Am I to live, or die? Nay, do I live, or am I dead? For when he gave his answer, fate took the word, and then I lived or died. Charmian. I found him, madam. Cleopatra. A long speech preparing. If thou bring'st comfort, haste, and give it me, for never was more need. Iris. I know he loves you. Cleopatra. Had he been kind, her eyes had told me so. Before her tongue could speak it, now she studies to soften what he said, but give me death. Just as he scented Charmian undisguised, and in the words he spoke. Charmian. I found him then, encompassed round, I think, with iron statues. So mute, so motionless his soldiers stood, while awfully he cast his eyes about, and every leader's hopes or fears surveyed. Methought he looked resolved, and yet not pleased. When he beheld me struggling in the crowd, he blushed, and bade make way. Allos. There's comfort yet, Charmian. Ventidius fixed his eyes upon my passage, severely, as he meant to frown me back, and sullenly gave place. I told my message, just as you gave it, broken and disordered. I numbered in it all your sighs and tears, and while I moved your pitiful request, that you but only begged a last farewell, he fetched an inward groan, and every time I named you, sighed, as if his heart were breaking, but shunned my eyes, and guiltily looked down. He seemed not now that awful Antony, who shook and armed assembly with his nod, but making show as he would rub his eyes. disguised and blotted out a falling tear. Cleopatra. Did he then weep? And was I worth a tear? If what thou hast to say be not as pleasing, tell me no more, but let me die contented. Charmian. He bid me say, he knew himself so well. He could deny you nothing, if he saw you. And therefore, Cleopatra, thou wouldst say, he would not see me. Charmian. And therefore begged you not to use a power, which he could ill resist, yet he should ever respect you as he ought. Cleopatra. Is that a word for Antony to use to Cleopatra? Oh, that faint word, respect. How I disdain it. Disdain myself for loving after it. He should have kept that word for cold Octavia. Respect is for a wife, am I that thing? That dull, insipid lump, without desires, and without power to give them. Allo, you misjudge. You see through love, and that deludes your sight. As what is straight seems crooked through the water. But I, who bear my reason undisturbed, can see this Antony, this dreaded man, a fearful slave who fain would run away, and shuns his master's eyes. If you pursue him, my life owned, he still drags a chain along, that needs must drog his flight. Cleopatra. Could I believe thee? Allo. By every circumstance I know he loves. True, he's hard pressed by interest and by honor. Yet he but doubts, and parleys, and casts out many a long look for succor. Cleopatra. He sends word. He fears to see my face. Allo. And would you more? He shows his weakness who declines the combat. And you must urge your fortune. Could he speak more plainly? To my ears, the message sounds. Come to my rescue, Cleopatra, come. Come, free me from Ventidius, from my tyrant. See me, and give me a pretense to leave him. I hear his trumpets. This way he must pass. Please you retire a while, I'll work him first, that he may bend more easy. Cleopatra. You shall rule me, but all I fear in vain. Exit with Charmion and Iris. Closing square bracket. Allo. I fear so too, though I concealed my thoughts, to make her bold. But 'tis our utmost means, and fate befriended withdraws. Closing square bracket. Enter lictors with fasces, one bearing the eagle, then enter Antony with Ventidius, followed by other commanders. Antony. Octavius is the minion of blind chance, but holds from virtue nothing. Ventidius. Hath he courage? Antony. But just enough to season him from coward. Oh, 'tis the coldest youth upon a charge, the most deliberate fighter, if he ventures, as in Illyria once, they say, he did, to storm a town. 'Tis when he cannot choose, when all the world have fixed their eyes upon him, and then he lives on that for 7 years after. But at a close revenge he never fails. Ventidius. I heard you challenged him. Antony. I did. Ventidius. What thinkst thou was his answer? 'Twas so tame. He said, he had more ways than one to die. I had not. Ventidius. Poor Antony. He has more ways than one, but he would choose them all before that one. Ventidius. He first would choose an ague, or a fever. Antony. No, it must be an ague, not a fever. He has not warmth enough to die by that. Ventidius. Or old age and a bed. Antony. That's his choice. He would live like a lamb to the last wink, and crawl the utmost verge of life. Oh, Hercules! Why should a man like this, who dares not trust his fate for one great action, be all the care of heaven? Why should he lord it over 80,000 men, of whom each one is braver than himself? Ventidius, you conquered for him. Philippi knows it, there you shared with him that empire which your sword made all your own. Antony, fool that I was, upon my eagle's wings I bore this wren, till I was tired with soaring, and now he mounts above me. Good heavens, is this the man who braves me, who bids my age make way, drives me before him to the world's ridge, and sweeps me off like rubbish? Ventidius, sir, we lose time, the troops are mounted all. Antony, then give the word to march. I long to leave this prison of a town, to join thy legions, and, in open field, once more to show my face. Let my deliverer enter Allos. Allo, great emperor, in mighty arms renowned above mankind, but in soft pity to the oppressed, a god. This message sends the mournful Cleopatra to her departing lord. Ventidius, smooth sycophant, Allo, 1,000 wishes and 10,000 prayers. Millions of blessings wait you to the wars. Millions of sighs and tears she sends you too, and would have sent as many dear embraces to your arms, as many parting kisses to your lips. But those, she fears, have wearied you already. Ventidius, aside, fool's crocodile, Allo, and yet she begs not now, you would not leave her. That were a wish too mighty for her hopes, too presuming for her low fortune and your ebbing love. That were a wish for her more prosperous days, her blooming beauty and your growing kindness. Antony, aside, well, I must man it out, what would the queen? Allo, first, to these noble warriors who attend your daring courage in the chase of fame. Too daring and too dangerous for her quiet, she humbly recommends all she holds dear, all her own cares and fears, the care of you. Ventidius, yes, witness actium. Antony, let him speak. Ventidius, Allo, you, when his matchless valor bears him forward, with ardor too heroic on his foes, fall down, as she would do, before his feet, lie in his way, and stop the paths of death. Tell him, this God is not invulnerable, that absent Cleopatra bleeds in him, and, that you may remember her petition, she begs you wear these trifles as a pawn, which, at your wished return, she will redeem. Gives jewels to the commanders, closing square bracket, with all the wealth of Egypt. This to the great Ventidius she presents, whom she can never count her enemy, because he loves her lord. Ventidius, tell her I'll none owned. I'm not ashamed of honest poverty. Not all the diamonds of the East can bribe Ventidius from his faith. I hope to see these and the rest of all her sparkling store, where they shall more deservingly be placed. Antony, and who must wear them then? Ventidius, the wronged Octavia. Antony, you might have spared that word. Ventidius, and he that bribe. Antony, but have I no remembrance? Allo, yes, a dear one, your slave the queen. Antony, my mistress. Allo, then your mistress. Your mistress would, she says, have sent her soul, but that you had long since, she humbly begs. This ruby bracelet, set with bleeding hearts, the emblems of her own, may bind your arm, presenting a bracelet, closing square bracket. Ventidius. Now, my best lord, in honor's name I ask you, for manhood's sake, and for your own dear safety, touch not these poisoned gifts. Infected by the sender, touch them not. Myriads of bluest plagues lie underneath them, and more than aconite has dipped the silk. Antony. Nay, now you grow too cynical, Ventidius. A lady's favors may be worn with honor. What to refuse her bracelet? On my soul, when I lie pensive in my tent alone, 'twill pass the wakeful hours of winter nights, to tell these pretty beads upon my arm, to count for every one a soft embrace, a melting kiss at such and such a time, and now and then the fury of her love. When and what harms in this? Aloe. None, none, my lord. But what's to her, that now 'tis past forever? Antony. Going to tie it, closing square bracket. We soldiers of Sir Awkward, help me tie it. Aloe. In faith, my lord, we courtiers too are awkward in these affairs, so are all men indeed. Even I, who am not one. But shall I speak? Antony. Yes, freely. Aloe. Then, my lord, fair hands alone are fit to tie it, she who sent it can. Ventidius. Hell, death, this eunuch Panda ruins you. You will not see her. Aloe, whispers an attendant, who goes out, closing square bracket. Antony. But to take my leave. Ventidius. Then I have washed an Ethiop. You're undone. Why are in the toils, why are taken, why are destroyed? Her eyes do Caesar's work. Antony. You fear too soon. I'm constant to myself, I know my strength. And yet she shall not think me barbarous neither. Born in the depths of Africa, I am a Roman. Bred in the rules of soft humanity. A guest, and kindly used, should bid farewell. Ventidius. You do not know how weak you are to her, how much an infant. You are not proof against a smile or glance. A sigh will quite disarm you. Antony. See, she comes. Now you shall find your error, gods, I thank you. I formed the danger greater than it was. And now 'tis near, 'tis lessened. Ventidius. Mark the end yet. Enter Cleopatra, Charmian, and Iris. Antony. Well, madam, we are met. Cleopatra. Is this a meeting?
Then we must part.
Antony. We must. Cleopatra. Who says we must? Antony. Our own hard fates. Cleopatra. We make those fates ourselves. Antony. Yes, we have made them, we have loved each other. Into our mutual ruin. Cleopatra. The gods have seen my joys with envious eyes. I have no friends in heaven and all the world. As 'twere the business of mankind to part us, is armed against my love, even you yourself. Join with the rest, you are armed against me. Antony. I will be justified in all I do to late posterity, and therefore hear me. If I mix the lie with any truth, reproach me freely with it. Else, favor me with silence. Cleopatra. You command me, and I am dumb. Ventidius. I like this well, he shows authority. Antony. That I derive my ruin from you alone. Cleopatra. Oh heavens. I ruin you. Antony. You promised me your silence, and you break it. ere I have scarce begun. Cleopatra. Well, I obey you. Antony. When I beheld you first, it was in Egypt. Ere Caesar saw your eyes, you gave me love, and were too young to know it that I settled. Your father in his throne was for your sake. I left the acknowledgement for time to ripen. Caesar stepped in and, with a greedy hand, plucked the green fruit ere the first blush of red. Yet cleaving to the bough, he was my lord, and was beside too great for me to rival. But I deserved you first, though he enjoyed you. When, after I beheld you in Cilicia, an enemy to Rome, I pardoned you. Cleopatra. I cleared myself. Antony. Again you break your promise. I loved you still, and took your weak excuses. Took you into my bosom, stained by Caesar. And not half mine, I went to Egypt with you, and hid me from the business of the world. Shut out inquiring nations from my sight, to give whole years to you. Ventidius. Yes, to your shame be it spoken. Aside. Closing square bracket. Antony. How I loved. Witness ye days and nights, and all ye hours, that danced away with down upon your feet, as all your business were to count my passion. One day passed by, and nothing saw but love. Another came, and still 'twas only love. The suns were wearied out with looking on, and I untired with loving. I saw you every day, and all the day, and every day was still but as the first. So eager was I still to see you more. Ventidius. 'Tis all too true. Antony. Fulvia, my wife, grew jealous, as she indeed had reason, raised a war in Italy, to call me back. Ventidius. But yet, you went not. Antony. While within your arms I lay, the world fell mouldering from my hands each hour, and left me scarce a grasp. I thank your love for't. Ventidius. Well pushed, that last was home. Cleopatra. Yet may I speak. Antony. If I have urged a falsehood, yes, else not. Your silence says I have not. Fulvia died. Pardon, you gods, with my unkindness died. To set the world at peace, I took Octavia, this Caesar's sister, in her pride of youth. And flower of beauty, did I wed that lady, whom blushing I must praise, because I left her. You called, my love obeyed the fatal summons. This raised the Roman arms, the cause was yours. I would have fought by land, where I was stronger. You hindered it, yet when I fought at sea, forsook me fighting, and oh, stain to honor, oh, lasting shame. I knew not that I fled, but fled to follow you. Ventidius. What haste she made to hoist her purple sails, and to appear magnificent in flight, threw half our strength away. Antony. All this you caused, and would you multiply more ruins on me? This honest man, my best, my only friend, hath gathered up the shipwreck of my fortunes. 12 legions I have left, my last recruits. And you have watched the news, and bring your eyes to seize them too, if you have aught to answer. Now speak, you have free leave. Alexis. Aside. She stands confounded. despair is in her eyes. Ventidius. Now lay a sigh in the way to stop his passage. Prepare a tear, and bid it for his legions. 'Tis like they shall be sold. Cleopatra. How shall I plead my cause, when you, my judge, already have condemned me? Shall I bring the love you bore me for my advocate, that now is turned against me, that destroys me? For love, once past, is, at the best, forgotten. But oftener towers to hate 'twill please my lord, to ruin me, and therefore'll be guilty. But could I once have thought it would have pleased you, that you would pry, with narrow searching eyes, into my faults, severe to my destruction, and watching all advantages with care, that serve to make me wretched. Speak, my lord, for I end here, though I deserve this usage. Was it like you to give it? Antony. Oh, you wrong me, to think I sought this parting, or desired to accuse you more than what will clear myself, and justify this breach. Cleopatra. Thus lo I thank you, and, since my innocence will not offend, I shall not blush to own it. Ventidius. After this, I think she'll blush at nothing. Cleopatra. You seem grieve, and therein you a kind that Caesar first enjoyed my love, though you deserved it better. I grieve for that, my lord, much more than you. For, had I first been yours, it would have saved my second choice. I never had been his, and ne'er had been but yours. But Caesar first, you say, possessed my love. Not so, my lord. He first possessed my person, you, my love. Caesar loved me, but I loved Antony. If I endured him after, 'twas because I judged it due to the first name of men, and half constraint I gave, as to a tyrant, what he would take by force. Ventidius. O Siren, Siren, yet grant that all the love she boasts were true. Has she not ruined you? I still urge that, the fatal consequence. Cleopatra. The consequence indeed. For I dare challenge him, my greatest foe, to say it was designed. 'Tis true I loved you, and kept you far from an uneasy wife. Such Fulvia was. Yes, but he'll say, you left Octavia for me, and can you blame me to receive that love, which quitted such desert, for worthless me? How often have I wished some other Caesar, great as the first, and as the second young, would court my love, to be refused for you. Ventidius. Words, words, but Actium, sir, remember Actium. Cleopatra. Even there I dare his malice. True, I counseled to fight at sea, but I betrayed you not. I fled, but not to the enemy. 'Twas fear. Would I had been a man, not to have feared. For none would then have envied me your friendship, who envy me your love. Antony. We are both unhappy, if nothing else, yet our ill fortune parts us. Speak, would you have me perish by my stay? Cleopatra. If as a friend you ask my judgment, go. If as a lover, stay. If you must perish, 'tis a hard word, but stay. Ventidius. See now the effects of her so boasted love. She strives to drag you down to ruin with her. But could she escape without you? Oh, how soon would she let go her hold, and haste to shore, and never look behind? Cleopatra. Then judge my love by this. Giving Antony a writing, closing square bracket. Could I have borne a life or death, a happiness or woe? From yours divided, this had given me means Antony. By Hercules, the writing of Octavius, I know it well, 'tis the prescribing hand, young as it was, that led the way to mine, and left me but the second place in murder. See Ventidius. Here he offers Egypt, and joins all Syria to it as a present. So, in requital, she forsake my fortunes, and join her arms with his, Cleopatra. And yet you leave me. You leave me, Antony, and yet I love you. Indeed I do. I have refused a kingdom. That is a trifle, for I could part with life with anything, but only you. Oh, let me die but with you. Is that a hard request, Antony? Next, living with you. 'Tis all that heaven can give. Annexes. He melts, we conquer. Aside. Closing square bracket. Cleopatra. No, you shall go, your interest calls you hence. Yes, your dear interest pulls too strong for these weak arms to hold you here. Takes his hand. Closing square bracket. Go, leave me, soldier. For you're no more a lover, leave me dying. Push me, all pale and panting, from your bosom. And when your march begins, let one run after. Breathless almost for joy, and cry, she's dead. The soldiers shout, you then, perhaps, may sigh. And muster all your Roman gravity. Ventidius chides, and straight your brow clears up, as I had never been. Antony. Gods, 'tis too much for man to bear. Cleopatra. What is't for me then? A weak, forsaken woman, and a lover. Dash. Here let me breathe my last, envy me not. This minute in your arms, I'll die apace. As fast as e'er I can, and end your trouble. Antony. Die. Rather let me perish, loosened nature. Leap from its hinges, sink the props of heaven, and fall the skies, to crush the nether world. My eyes, my soul, my all. Embraces her. Closing square bracket. Ventidius. And what's this toy? In balance with your fortune, honor, fame. Antony. What is Ventidius? It outweighs them all. Why, we have more than conquered Caesar now. My queen's not only innocent, but loves me. This is she, who drags me down to ruin. But could she escape without me, with what haste? Would she let slip her hold, and make to shore, and never look behind? Down on thy knees, blasphemer as thou art, and ask forgiveness of wronged innocence. Ventidius. I'll rather die than take it. Will you go, Antony? Go. Whither? Go from all that's excellent. Faith, honor, virtue, all good things forbid. That I should go from her, who sets my love above the price of kingdoms. Give, you gods. Give to your boy, your Caesar, this rattle of a globe to play withal, this gewgaw world, and put him cheaply off. I'll not be pleased with less than Cleopatra. Cleopatra. She's wholly yours. My heart's so full of joy, that I shall do some wild extravagance of love in public, and the foolish world, which knows not tenderness, will think me mad. Ventidius. O women, 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 all the gods have not such power of doing good to man. As you of doing harm. Exit. Closing square bracket. Antony. Our men are armed. Unbar the gate that looks to Caesar's camp. I would revenge the treachery he meant me, and long security makes conquest easy. I'm eager to return before I go, for all the pleasures I have known beat thick on my remembrance. How I long for night, that both the sweets of mutual love may try, and triumph once o'er Caesar ere we die. Exeunt. Closing square bracket.